Hey folks, this is Kelani. Let's talk mana pearls, because this new currency for the Nazjatar zone is involved in almost everything you could want to achieve in this brand new underwater but not quite underwater zone. You need them to purchase and upgrade the new benthic gear. You need them if you want to progress the special focus required for the higher item level crafted gear. You'll need them to buy any toys, mounts or pets you want from the Nazjatar faction, including the few essences you can pick up from earning rep with the Unshackled or the Cohen. So whether you're a collector, a raider, or even just want to gear up a little bit, you're going to need a lot of Prismatic Manapearls. So how can we get our hands on this new currency, and what's the most efficient way to farm them? The good news is that almost no matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing it down in Nazjatar, you should be getting at least some mana pearls for your trouble. But you can start prioritizing your time if you want to focus mainly on this new currency. The first major source of mana pearls is going to be your world quests. I know, world quests, but each day Nazjatar will have 5 or so world quests active. As you progress the story and complete side quest chains, you can unlock more and more different world quests, so be sure to do as much as you can in Nazjatar in regards to the quest lines, so you can be sure to have access to as many world quests as possible. I think every world quest has the chance to reward mana pearls, so having more available world quests just increases your chances of getting those mana pearl rewards. If you see a world quest that rewards mana pearls, beeline over there to get that done first. The 10% bonus from WoW Mode to world quests does also apply for the mana pearl rewards, so if a world quest rewards more than 5 mana pearls, you can get an extra one free just for having WoW Mode turned on. If all you want right now is mana pearls, you can skip over any world quests that don't reward them unless you have a Nazjatar emissary as one of your 3 emissary quests. The Nazjatar emissary was active for the first few days, I believe, so it should come around again shortly. To complete the emissary, you need to finish 3 world quests in Nazjatar, which should be easy enough to do right now, and you should probably be getting them done for the other rewards and reputation anyway, but finishing off that emissary will reward you with 25 mana pearls along with everything else. That's a good chunk when you consider most world quests reward 5 or 6 of them max. So whenever an emissary pops up, make sure you get that finished and knock out all of the world quests in Nazjatar that offer up mana pearls for completing them. You also want to make sure you pick up your daily quests in your Nazjatar faction hub. These quests are a little more frustrating because they can reward mana pearls, but they don't always have them as a reward. That's usually not really a problem because most rewards have a little bit of RNG tied to them. World quests aren't always going to reward mana pearls after all, but the daily quests in Nazjatar are randomized on an individual basis. Everyone gets the same quest, but the reward can differ on a character basis. I could get 3 daily quests which all reward mana pearls, while in the same day with the same quests, you could get 3 daily quests which all reward Azurite. It seems like a really weird choice to randomize the rewards like that, but it does ultimately mean that if you get a little lucky with the daily rewards, you can get a little bit ahead of everyone else. So be sure to check back each day and see which dailies are on offer, and check if any have mana pearls as their reward. If they do, be sure you knock those ones out to the very least. I would encourage you to get all of the dailies done though. The reputation will unlock a few awesome bonuses like new essences, so it's all going to be worthwhile in the end. There is another type of daily quest which should always reward mana pearls though. You can get up to 3 quests relating to your bodyguard per day. So you want to head over to the Calling Conch if you're Horde, or the little group of Cohen if you're Alliance, and look at the bodyguards which have quests available for that given day. They don't always have quests, so if you are leveling up one chap but then they don't have any quests today, it's actually better for you to choose someone else for that day just to gain access to the 3 extra daily quests. Each daily quest usually offers 2 mana pearls each, as well as reputation and bodyguard experience, so these might be the most important dailies you can get done right now in Nazjatar. The bodyguard experience is actually our time gate right now in Nazjatar when it comes to completing the story quests. So the more of these quests you complete, the faster you can work your way through the rest of the storyline in Nazjatar. I think if you're all up to date, it's another 5 days of work from this point onwards, so it's not all random rewards. We should get at least a few mana pearls from the daily activities in Nazjatar, even if you get a little bit unlucky. From this point onwards, we're going to be spending a lot more time in Nazjatar. Anything else that rewards mana pearls is either on a long cooldown, or it just requires you to actually spend a lot of time in the zone itself. For example, rares all have a chance to drop mana pearls when you kill them. I've had anything from 0 mana pearls all the way up to 4 mana pearls from a rare, so they're definitely worth hunting down. Rares will also give you a variety of items used in the zone, like the special quest items to summon more rares, items for Medivh's lab, as well as pets or even mounts, depending on the rare you're killing. They're also a great source of extra reputation, so you do get a bunch of extra goodies for doing the rounds of Nazjatar looking for a few stars on your map. The mana pearls are just the icing on the cake really, but you can gather up quite a few if you get lucky and you happen to run across a few rares as they're spawning. Can be kind of frustrating sometimes, you can kind of do the rounds of Nazjatar and not find anything at all, but that probably just means you're missing them by maybe a few seconds. The more time you spend in Nazjatar, the more rares you're likely to come across, so the higher chances of you getting some extra mana pearls. You can actually get an add-on, something like Handy Notes for BfA, I believe that one was updated, and then there's also another one which is specific for the Nazjatar rares. Just have a look at that on Curse, you should be able to find one fairly easily. The other thing you want to keep an eye out for is the chests down in Nazjatar. There's a few different ones available and some of them have much better rewards. The first kind of chest is the one that you have to use a scrying stone for. If you get a scrying stone, either from a chest or from a rare, you can get a buff that lasts for 5 minutes. While running around with this buff, you might find some secret chests. You'll get a little pop-up via extra action button. If you use the scrying stone ability right there, you'll uncover that chest. All of these chests have a chance to reward you with some mana pearls, so whenever you get a scrying stone, it might just be worth running around in circles for the 5 minutes of the buff, trying to get as many chests as you can to maximize your mana pearl return. The second kind of chest doesn't need to be scryed for, these are just hanging around like a usual chest. They typically have better rewards and a higher chance of containing some mana pearls, but you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled for these ones as they're usually in hard to reach spots and a little out of the way. They're kind of hidden, but if you come across one, there's another chance to get a handful of pearls. The arcane trunks are the rarest chests, and they're usually tied to events or mini-games, I think. I've only ever come across one of these, so they're definitely few and far between, but if you do come across one, you're almost guaranteed to get some mana pearls, or at least some cool items which might lead to some mana pearls at the very least. Now I mentioned some special summonable quests. As you work your way through Nazjatar, killing rares and looting chests, you might come upon some special quest items. Maybe it's the chum, or the mining pick, or even the seed you have to plant. There's a decent variety of these quest items, but they all lead you down the same path. Summon a rare or elite monster, kill it, and get some mana pearls. I think some of these mobs have a very low chance to actually drop mana pearls themselves, but they will always give you a quest to hand in at your faction hub. That quest hand in always rewards 3 mana pearls, so if you come across a seed, or a pickaxe, or some extra chum, be sure to get those quests done if you're interested in the extra mana pearls. It's all going to add up eventually. There are also some events in Nazjatar itself, one for War Mode and one for Non-War Mode. Both of these events have the potential to give you 10 mana pearls if you've contributed enough to earn some of the rewards for the event. That's pretty easy to do in War Mode. Just kill somebody, you just need one faction kill. I know, how could I be so mean? I'm just a dirty, no good horde noob. But if you do kill someone in Nazjatar while the War Mode event is going on, you'll have earned yourself a spot in the rewards pool. That means a handful of commendations, an unstable mana buff thing, and of course the all-important mana pearls. 10 mana pearls for the event and you can do it once per day, or at least you can get the mana pearls once per day. The other rewards are repeatable, but that's not why we're here really now, is it? There is a 1-hour loot lock on your character if you're curious, so you can't just spam it, and you'll have to catch the events as they come up, which seems kind of hard right now. So with the mana pearls only being once per day from what I've seen, it might not be worth trying to do it several times a day. To help contribute more towards the event, you'll need to capture and hold the PvP flags across the map, and kill the opposite faction just a little bit more. For the non-War Mode event, as you might expect, you won't have to kill any players, but you will have to help kill the champions and lieutenants of Azshara that have popped up all over your map. There's 5 in total, and you're supposed to be able to get 2 mana pearls from each champion that you help destroy. If you manage to get credit for all 5 champions, that means you can earn another 10 mana pearls for your trouble, though from my experience getting credit for more than 1 champion is pretty rare. So I would say if you're interested in farming mana pearls, I would try to keep War Mode on so you can take part in the War Mode event, which seems to have better rewards right now. Remember, the 10% bonus also works for world quests too, so just another reason to have War Mode enabled. Something else to look into is Mardivis' lab. You'll get a quest item to check this out from chests or rares or whatever. The initial quest gives you 7 mana pearls. Not too bad, but you can go back to the lab every week. I believe it resets with everything else on Tuesdays, and summon an elemental again, which will give you 5 mana pearls. So that's 5 mana pearls per week guaranteed from this lab. Not too crazy, but every little does help with this kind of currency. There's also an achievement tied to the lab to summon every variety of elemental you can. You know those weird blue items like oceanic sediment and strange volcanic rock? Those are used in the lab to power the lesser and greater crystals. Different crystals will lead to different elementals, thus getting you the achievement. That's a long haul deal though, so for right now, the mana pearls will do quite nicely. And then if all else fails, you can also check your mission table every now and then. There are new missions for mana pearls and for the benthic gear. The benthic gear missions have a bonus reward of mana pearls too, so both of these mission types can help bolster your mana pearl reserves. The only drawback is you have to actually go over to that pesky mission table, and you won't believe this, send out a mission or two. I know, it's a lot to ask. Who wants to play around with the mission table of all things? But it can be worth it, just a little bit, especially if you want some extra mana pearls for your shiny new mat or essence or whatever you're going after. And then there's one last source of mana pearls that I'm aware of that a lot of people don't seem to know about. There's a unique rare item called Intact Naga Skeleton. This item can only drop from the Hydras in Nazjatar from what I've seen so far, and from what Wowhead has data on. You can open that skeleton to receive some mana pearls, so I guess if you really wanted to, you could just go to town on the Hydra camps and constantly farm them and get some mana pearls that way. I would encourage you to get everything else done first, you know, the more reliable rewards that aren't entirely RNG or drop related, but if you've done absolutely everything on this list, and for some reason you still want to farm mana pearls, the Hydra mobs can offer you an endless grinding opportunity if you can find some of these Naga skeletons. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I know there's one from Merle too. If you want to do the Murloc trading thing, you can get a bracelet from Merle. That comes around like maybe once every 2 weeks or something, and it gives you 3, I think, but that's, you know, the very last thing. But if you wanted to collect up Prismatic Manapearls, here's your little list. Again, most of it will come by naturally as long as you're spending a good chunk of time in the new zone, but there are some options in here that you might not have been aware of until now. So I hope I've helped you at least a little bit in your quest for more mana pearls, but that's it for this video. What do you think of Nazjatar so far in patch 8.2? Is there anything that you absolutely love? Or maybe there's something that you really dislike so far about the zone? Do you think any of your opinions would change when you unlock flying? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to join these lovely guys and gals, you can find a link in the description below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.